We're counting down to a historic moment for racing in the district. The first ever IndyCar race on the National Mall, the Freedom 250 Grand Prix, will feature a street course through some of DC's most iconic landmarks, and it's free for the fans. And joining us now ahead of the big race is driver Christian Rasmussen. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is going to be a big deal. This is not your first race. You've been driving for 3 years now, so you're kind of a veteran.
Yeah.
And you race all over the country. Tell me a little bit about some of the places that you've already been.
Yeah, like you said, I've been racing in IndyCar for 3 years. I've actually been racing since I was 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Started in go-karts.
Okay.
But yeah, we go all over the country. We started in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Right.
We've been in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to Long Beach next week. Obviously, the Indy 500 is our biggest one, which is here coming up in May. But yeah, from East Coast to West Coast, all over the place.
And you just won a big one in Milwaukee. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, won my first race in IndyCar last year in Milwaukee, which was obviously a great box to tick for me, being that was at that time my second year in IndyCar. So yeah, we're building on that momentum and yeah, trying to go win more races this year.
All right, so this is going to be a big deal here in Washington, D.C. because it's never happened before, and it's around, down the streets of Washington, D.C. What can fans expect from this experience when they come to Washington, D.C. and see all the monuments and everything and see the cars zooming around?
Yeah, first of all, like you say, it's going to be free for fans. So make sure to go to freedom250gp.com to sign up, and once the tickets go live, you'll be first in line to get them there. Yeah, it's an exciting weekend. Like you say, we're racing around the National Mall, close to the Capitol, the Washington Monument. So the scenery is going to be unmatched, and it's going to be a super exciting race. I think we're expecting to fit about 20,000 people per square in the National Mall, so about 60,000 people inside of that area. So yeah, lots of room for a great event.
Right. All right. And this race actually takes about an hour and a half, or somewhere in that neighborhood.
Estimated. Yeah.
All right. And you say you've been racing for a while. So the closest thing to the scene in D.C., without the monuments, of course, is Long Beach, California. What makes that so similar to Washington, D.C., to the area?
So all the street courses is obviously special because it's not permanent racetracks. Every day it's getting used for normal traffic. Which like you guys probably know, it's includes bumps, potholes, everything, on the normal streets. So DC is going to be no different. So a lot of bumps. You have walls on the outside, which is also not, normal racetrack like. So a lot of that to manage while you're on track with both the walls and the bumps and all the other cars, of course.
Right. Okay. My last question for you: when you're in that car and you're driving around here in Washington, D.C., you're going to see I call it the big pencil. It's the Washington Monument. My kids call it the big pencil. Well, you get to see all these monuments and everything. Is that a distraction? Would that be a distraction for you at all? See, you'd be driving by the White House.
Yeah, there you go.
Would that be a distraction, or are you just like, I'm a pro, this doesn't bother me?
Well, I like to say that I'm a pro. But yeah, again, we've never done this before. So, but no, while we're racing, you're definitely honed in on the track and only the track. But yeah, maybe, who knows?
Good times.
Take a glance over.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for spending time with us this morning, and good luck on the race.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully, you'll come out to be a winner. We can say, well, you were here. We had a winner in studio. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.